wants to volunteer? Luciana, you're going to volunteer today. And Jake, you're going to volunteer today.
I'm ready to fall down the hill.
No, that's okay. You get to be the client this time.
I'll be the
Luciana,
agent.
you can be the agent.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So what is the scenario?
So you're going to get to their house, and the goal is to do the Med C, right? Everyone has a motivation and going somewhere, an expectation, a disappointment, concern. I remember when you're talking about motivations, right? It's like, why are you doing this? And then you connect them to the goal, right? Like if we're here in December, where are you? What is your house? What does it look like? What is it near? And why is that important to you? And people are going to ask you one of two things. You're either going to be happy that you're asking this, or they're going to be like, well, why are you asking me all this information, right? And you're going to just ask them, would you prefer to work with an agent who's detail oriented and understands the entire transaction, because everything we do is connected.
Okay.
Oh, cute baby.
Okay.
So Jake is the client. You're sitting down at his, you get into the house, you exchange your pleasantries, and now what?
Okay. Hello, Jake. How are you? I understand you want to sell your house right now, and I'd like to talk a little bit about with you. So why are you willing to sell your house right at this moment?
Why am I waiting to sell my house?
Yeah.
Wanting, I think she
Do you
meant.
want, yeah, do you want to sell your house at this moment?
Well, I've been in my house for now about 6 years, and seeing how strong the market is, I've got about $300,000 in equity, and I would like to be able to use that money to essentially start over, find a little bigger house, a place that is still up and coming, and begin that appreciation wave, ride that, start from the beginning and make some more money.
Okay, so you have thought about a place, a neighborhood that you are looking at?
Yes, I have. The area that I'm looking at, we'll call it the Highlands. It's an area that has a bit older clientele, not old, but kind of an area that I feel more connected to.
Okay, and so if I hear you correctly, you are willing to sell your house right now to get to take your profit, some part of your equity, and invest in a new area that is up and coming.
Yeah.
And maybe build more like equity there, so you can make more money.
That would be ideal, and also be happier with the location.
Okay, done. Now, do you think if you sell, do you have a plan B where to stay if you do not find the right place that you want for the right price?
I do. The two options that I'm looking at are to ideally have a lease back for up to 2 months. If that hinders people from putting the best offers in, then I have a place to stay in my dad's house for as long as I need.
Okay, so that's great. So I understand, if I understood correctly, you do have this plan B that you can go either if we are able to get a lease back for a couple of months, or safe to say that you can go move to your father's house, and no matter how long you can stay there, correct?
That's right. Correct.
So that sounds great. So now, being that I understood your motivation, now I'd like to know what are your expectations regarding to work with an agent?
What's really important to me is communication. I really like to be aware of the steps that you're taking in order to, to maximize the opportunity to get the highest price. Also, I'd love to know what your marketing plan is. And do you work with a team? Who are the people that I'll be communicating with throughout the process?
Okay, good to hear, because communications is one of the top priorities in my business. And we have a communication plan that I will present to you. And then we're going to talk over and see what is the best and the most frequent and the best type of that you would like to be communicated with, whether WhatsApp or text or email or phone call. And then regarding marketing, I will also present you a plan that you're gonna see with a calendar, with everything that we do, and I'll go over with you. So, but we'll get to that in a moment.
Okay.
So that's fine. And I wanted, before I present that to you, I'd like to hear a little bit about your concerns. What is your main concern about selling your home?
Well, obviously, price is important to me. I have heard that, some agents bullshit the price that they can get. And I want to make sure that the price that you're advising will be, in a place where people will be inspired to overbid. Because I would love to, have an overbid and people clamoring for my place.
Okay, that sounds very good. And, price is something that only you can control. And what I will do is I will present you with all the comps, and we can review together and come to the conclusion of what would be the best price that we can get to that situation of getting overbid. And we can go over that in a little bit as well. Now, as far as the disappointments, have you had any disappointments with a realtor before?
I have. I had a realtor talk a big game up front. And then once we started the process, next thing you know, I'm talking to their assistant. They're very difficult to get a hold of. And I didn't feel like that the presentation that they gave me was exactly what they actually followed up and did.
Okay, good to know. With us, after we review our communication plan, and I will also do every 2 weeks, we can, talk about it and see how happy you are, if I'm missing anything, so that we are clear with one another regarding your expectations. And as far for the marketing, we're going to start by, I have a questionnaire that I want to learn everything about your house, like what were your best moments in your house, what made you buy this house, what you're going to miss about the house. So after I have all these questions answered, we can write up a little story about that we'll convey to the potential buyers. And then based on that, we'll run all our marketing plan, which I'll present you in our next meeting.
Well, that sounds pretty good. I would like to go with you. And I look forward to working with you and getting.
Oh, he's nice, man. He didn't make you do the whole thing. So. Okay, so let's give you some feedback.
Yes.
One, good job. Right. So number two, you notice it took some time, right? You did a really good job of asking all the right questions. You've also been with us for a while, so we see that you could clearly tell that she practiced that, right? Like it was not, she wasn't a hard time coming up with the words. She did a really good job framing the things. You know where she did a really bad job? You started answering all his questions during this part of the portion. Oh, we're going to do that. This is not about what you're going to do. The whole goal is to make the person feel listened to and understood, so that when you get to the next part of how you're going to sell their home and what you're going to do for them, you address all their specific needs that they identified in the first part.
Okay, so question, Chirag, if I like, I just move on to the next question instead of answering him.
Give me the answer and I'll show you how I would do it.
For
the agent. You
example,
be the
I
owner.
said, he said, my main concern is the marketing, blah, blah, blah. So should I just say,
So I would say, great. So what I hear is important to you is having an agent that has a written marketing plan that can clearly go over what they're going to do to market and sell your home for the best price. Yes, perfect. And then
Okay.
in the next part, you could say, you know, Jake, you know, one of the things you had shared was having a clearly written marketing plan was important to you. And so is communication, right? So which one of those would you like to go through first?
okay. But you go through the Med-C complete before you go back to say this, to say that which one you wanted to go over first.
Yeah.
Yeah, you finish the whole, okay. You don't answer his questions until the end, until we have,
Oh, because that it doesn't, you know, you don't want to, in this part of it, you don't want to be telling people what you're going to do.
yeah, you just want to ask, and reframe and reinforce what they're saying. Understood.
Yep. Sound good?
Yeah.
So now we're going to break up into Zoom rooms. So we have 1, 2, 16 people here, 15, 14. Okay, so we're going to break up into 7 rooms. Now 8 people. So look, your goal is to practice this with the other person, right? And remember, the goal of this is information. This is a discovery conversation. So part 2, you go through what you learned, right? So if I talk about price, marketing, communication, service, whatever it is, moving, like this is how you know how to tailor your pitch. All right, I'm going to break this all up for the next 10 minutes. All right, guys, hit the button. Oh, no, wait. People disappeared once they heard they had to go into rooms. All right, go.